Previously on Futsal or Nothing.
Like I said, take each game as it comes, and take each performance as it comes. Win as much as we would like to win, and hopefully come back with some trophies. Obviously we're fed up, but what should we do?
The 1v2's game, by far the biggest game of the season.
It's all about you. It's all about you.
So it was a rough start to the season, results-wise, but performances were still good. If we can just get those results as well as the performance, it's like ideal for us.
But yeah, we go on to next semester positive and confident.
After a mixed start to the season, Louis Saunders and the Winchester Futsal 2s sit 4th in their league, tied on points with 3 other sides, including the Winchester 1s, and they are set to face all of these sides in their remaining fixtures. The first game back was against the Southampton 2s away from home. While on paper it was a relatively easy fixture, the 2s would be forced to play without Louis after he picked up a knock, as well as usual goalkeeper Sean Thompson, who was unavailable for the match, meaning regular outfield starters Mark Butcher and Lloyd Owen had to go in goal for a half each.
Obviously going into Southampton 2's away, it's our first game back in the semester. Obviously really annoying, I can't play, got an ankle injury, and then obviously we're without our number 1 keeper Sean and Briggs, who's a huge player for us this season. But I don't feel as though it knocks us. Obviously the goalkeeping situation always will to an extent, because not only is Sean amazing, but then we're going to have to chuck some outfield players in goal, which is never good. It's more the fact that we missed them outfield. Players like Mark and Lloyd and that sort of thing. But no, I back our whole team. I don't feel there's any players that I either bring on or pick in a squad, whether they be freshers or not, that I feel that they're not good enough, they're not going to be level, because then they wouldn't be in the squad otherwise, to be honest. So I don't feel as though it should hinder us. I feel like we've got more than a good enough side. I back everyone, so feeling confident.
Louis' confidence for this game carried over into his pre-match talk with his team.
Huddle. Fighting, really quick. All right, boys. Energy, aggression, fucking onto them from the off. Relentless. Honestly, kill them. Kill this game within 5-10 minutes. It's done. All right, winch on 3. 1, 2, 3. Winch! Come on, boys.
I used to write my shit for therapy. Now this therapy is better than me. Still learning how to let it leap, to put in pen to pad and popping bars upon the best of beats. Stress the heat of industry could really get sweating me. Betting this be letting me understand how to achieve. Every song I write tell people to believe, but then I get to breathe and think, do I really see myself in the limelight, covering my eyesight? Bright lights and center stage, spitting in a mental rave. Always taught to behave, but never to accept my rage and save it on a page. Then separate the settled space and my out of place. Imposter syndrome, like the kid who grew up in the fostering home and was never picked. Forever sick of being boy with the dream who never had a quick link into the music scene. Not stopping, that's a settled one. Cards are in my hands, I'm the special one they can't send to the stands. Or the petal one, growing's in my plans. Never metal one, but supplement Iron Man. No Avenger, more Wenger, managing my expectations, stopping certain aspirations, tinting my imagination. Need the inspiration from those admiration, brings temptation to inflation on my musical creation. Ventilations round the corner, train chest.
Despite both teams missing key chances, the Winchester side would head into the break in front, but Louis wanted to see more from his side in the second half.
It's nowhere near good enough, to be honest. We're winning this game, but at the same time we should... This lot not good. Carlo, Ben, off your phone, come on. We are much fucking better than this lot. I'm sorry, 3-1 flatters them. Lads, fucking energy. There's still what I'm saying, but obviously I'm not talking about all of you, because I feel like obviously we've had good spells, there's been good aggression at times, but at the same time, some of you lot, you don't want to be here, I'm honest. And I understand that this lot might not be good, but if we play out this against the ones, or obviously we've not got them again, but if we're playing against this like the fucking Southampton ones, we'd get dicked. So this is nowhere near good enough. Obviously Mark, we'll start you back up field. Lloyd, cheers for going in goal, mate, appreciate it. But yeah, like, we need more energy. Like I said, it's more at the off ball. So like Friday's goal, like, it's just from pure fucking hunger. That ball comes in and he's like, I'm getting there first. He gets there, he's got an open shot, he gets a shot off, and then it's a goal. Obviously, it's things like that, and it's obviously like it's a good strike. But it's not the best strike in the world, exactly. But it's gone in because he's had a go. Billy, you've been fucking excellent, by the way. But the only thing I'm saying with you is when that ball bypasses you, fucking hunger to get it back. Obviously, if your legs are gone, if you're out of it, then tell us. We'll get you off. We'll get you back on in 2 minutes. So it's about hunger, all right? Okay, we'll start the second half.
To the music scene, not stepping as a set of one cards are in my hands. I'm the special one they can't send to the stands. All the petal one growing's in my plans. Never met a one, but a supplement, Iron Man. No avenging, no managing. My expectations stop concern. Aspirations tinting my imagination. Either inspiration from those admiration. Brings temptation to inflation on my musical creation. Animations round the corner, train chasing back. Then I'm in the zone. I watch films with the bros. I ain't talking Warner. Then I write my lines when I cross the border. Headly. Yeah, it's true the way I grew, never was completely. But the way I'm broke, no bed, I sing contently. Because my mother lived in another town called Bentley. Half and half on my hybrid, call me Toyota. A boots full of boots cost more than my motor. Up the quota shows the kids get motors that are brand new and didn't do nothing to deserve it, and it's rolled off. Total loss, get a low cost machines and let them grow. Show value was obscene. Football was the dream, but not many make it see. People need pounds sterling like they're trying to shag Raheem. Nippers making fitty, just a gritty in a scene. Running after Diddy, see him trying to chase the P. Money isn't funny, but ironically it seems that kids from deep pockets got nothing in their jeans. Saying I'm making change, I'm making change, I'm making change. Forget a little pain, cause I'm making change.
Despite claiming victory against the Southampton Twos, the performance was not up to the standard that Louis expected, as he explained his frustrations post-game.
Well, yeah, obviously 3 points is 3 points, but at the same time, I feel like as a performance, it wasn't excellent. I mean, weirdly enough, our last game in the cup against UE, where the final score wasn't very flattering to us, but we actually probably played better futsal against them. Today we had phases where we played well, where we kept the ball on the ground. And obviously we scored 6 goals, but at the same time I felt as though we were a bit lax. I could tell in the body language before the game, in the warm-up, that it was a little bit lazy. But at the same time, it was a bit of an inexperienced squad because we had a lot of freshers playing, so I kind of expected that because the intensity of a Bucks game, they're not up to speed on that basically. So yeah, lots of positives to take, and it's 3 points. So yeah.
Despite Louis' disappointment over the performance, the victory over Southampton would move the Twos into second in the table, only behind the undefeated Southampton first team. The Twos would look to keep their spot as best of the rest, heading into their game against the Bristol Twos, a game which would also see the return of key player and winger Tom Briggs.
Yeah, so during the first game with the first Winchester, I got into a situation where I got tackled and landed on my shoulder. And at first I thought, okay, it was just a little knock. But then I went to A&E after, and I tore my ACJ in my ligament. So I was out for a good 8 to 10 weeks. And obviously that was very hard because it meant no more futsal, and obviously made my course a lot harder. And yeah, it was kind of a bit of a shit situation. With the Christmas break, I was very lucky because obviously it meant 2 weeks of half term, so I didn't miss as many games as I was going to. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't lie, it was pretty rough watching obviously the boys play the games, and obviously me just watching from the sidelines. It was different. But yeah, and like kickabouts, it was just come in for like watch and stuff and just sit down on the bench. Obviously with Saturday League, being like a vice captain, it was hard because obviously I couldn't go and support as much. But did my physio, and yeah, I got back to football as quick as I can. I mean, I just want to prove to people that I'm, you know, back in shape, back into like my form, and hopefully my injury hasn't caused anything for myself as well as the team, and hopefully I get stuck in, get back to the goals and stuff, and win the team again.
Despite going behind twice, the Twos were playing much better than they had in their previous match, as they would once again head in at half-time ahead. But Louis doesn't want his side to lose focus of the task at hand.
Is everyone? So good. Is everyone? Right. Lads, I say, obviously we're all gassed, so it's half-time though, let's fucking take the piss. We're only one goal up as well, but it's key to energy, it's key to momentum. The 5-1, how are we feeling? Because it was really fucking good fight. So I want to make changes. Obviously, Wiener and Lloyd, sorry, but come on, yeah. It's obviously when we're ticking and stuff like that. I don't want to make too many changes. But yeah, so we'll keep it as it is for the time being. Only thing I will say is let's be confident. Let's also not lose our focus, because too often, I mean, their goals keep having errors, but also too often they are finding some space with those sort of like those curving L runs around the corners. So let's be wary of that. Kwesi's so good, by the way.
Yeah.
It's back really fucking strong. The other thing I will say is corners. Make sure you're switched on. It's going to apply to everyone, but yeah, because obviously, do you remember the 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah. I usually go 2 on it.
Yeah.
It's
basically where
probably be me at 1.
The most important. 1 and 2 are the most important.
But
3 and 4 come in the middle.
1 and 2, that ball can't go through the middle.
So they
can.
together.
And then also 2's job as well is Yeah, so 2's job is make sure that ball doesn't go in through the middle. Obviously, because Sean should cover the complete near post, and then you're that next sort of couple of yards. But then when that ball, they're not really going to play it through. When that ball does come out, odds are they did it basically every single time. You're then straight out for the ball, no shots, basically in the way of it immediately. Try to turn your back, well, boys. But yeah, so good. Friday, unbelievable. So fucking good. Friday and Dan, so fucking good. Well, the game's not won. There's only 1 goal in it. Let's keep this confidence. Game come out there as well. They're going to want it. Very fucking feisty as well. Let's watch the fouls, okay? I like the aggression, but let's watch this. A couple of silly ones.
Have a good day, okay?
And in the second half, the Twos kept up their domination over Bristol, which even saw Briggs get on the score sheet on his return.
Judge me. They don't ask too much. Judge me too much. Have a good day, okay?
And in the late stages, Briggs turned his goal into a brace, as he was clearly loving life back on the pitch. The game went on to finish 7-4 to Winchester, and despite having the same goal differential as their previous match, Louis was much happier with his players after this fixture.
Come on, boys!
Boys. Yeah, half decent boys. Fucking unbelievable. Especially in the slow start. So good. That second half was unreal. I genuinely, honestly, if I'm honest, probably should have been 7 or 8-0. I think obviously the goals that they scored were our own errors. No, it's alright, it happens.
We get a photo, by the way.
We'll get to no one fuck off, we'll get a photo downstairs. But yeah, so good. If we cut out those silly errors and stuff, I mean, they press us high, it's bound to happen eventually. But yeah, it's fucking. Some of the futsal we played there was unreal. Like the little link up we had, the runs, But the movement off the ball, mate, you'd be able to find a space was fucking fantastic, boys. It was so good. But yeah, I think last week I gave man of the match to you and then changed it to Dan. This week I think it's definitely you. So good. You were fantastic as well, Sean. Unbelievable. I think honestly don't think any of you really could have done much more. You were all brilliant.
And post-game, Louis elaborated on how proud he was of his team and commented on the return of Briggs.
Like I said, we started slowly. I was a bit, thinking a bit of a broken record here, but yeah, we picked it up. I think that first goal was a big plus. I think it really kicked us on. Obviously, we conceded quite quickly afterwards. But then what I liked about us is we didn't let it knock us. We just kept pushing on. It was a real good show of character, mental strength there. So yeah, I think that was really good sense of urgency and energy. Oh no, it's massive. Obviously, we were quite lucky the fact that he was out during the break, not during the season. So yeah, it's good to have him back. Obviously, we didn't pick him last week just as a precaution, but yeah, because we've kind of struggled with a few injuries this year. Obviously myself now as well, which is gutting. But yeah, no, good to have Brixie back, and obviously huge time for the Ones game, to be honest, because I'm sure they'll be terrified of him after what we did to them last time. So yeah. Cool.
As Louis briefly mentioned, he's been nursing an ankle injury since the league restarted in January. In their next game against the Southampton Twos at home, he would make a return to action himself. While this is a big moment for Louis, this game is also huge for the team. They have the chance to redeem themselves after their performance away to Southampton, and a chance to secure 3 wins on the bounce.
To me, probably cool, it's a robbery. Working when I'm not, so nobody's dropping me. On a scene, modesty, nobody's stopping me. Hardest in my city, boy, I'm a fucking prodigy. Logically, brothers be picking braids up bottom me. Told you I'm top 3, no one's on top of me. Lyrically, I be a whole different pedigree. Legacy for centuries, just how it's meant to be. Ascension Fred said it was meant to be. Sag man is a tag, if you mention me. Living up on a head, you know the rent is free. She obsessed with me, she's central C. She obsessed, but I'm blessed and I stress when I step. All the targets are set, all about to get met. No time for skets, no time for rest. But from a girl, I'm right back, that's a genial desk. Don't talk to me like a psycho. You could've stand up for Dido. Checks on a high road, decks on a rise, so black Corvettes and the skylights nice, bro. Music it free me, speaking so freely. Words and topics come so easy. Lyrics so cheeky, defensively leaky. Megan up fridge on a Wednesday 3G. Don't talk to me like a psycho. You could've stand up for Dido. Checks on a high road, decks on a rise, so black Corvettes and the skylights nice, bro. Music it free me, speaking so freely. Words and topics come so easy. Lyrics so cheeky, defensively leaky. Megan up fridge on a Wednesday 3G. I'ma do the same, make the greatest hits. When my money's right, no, I'll stay with it. On different days, get the same old shit. Won't mention names, you can't call me Jip. Won't ever see the devil in man, not nasty. Most guys live with Sam, only corner my curb if spill the bin. Same one I put your CD in. Yeah, your CD gets thrown in the bin. Won't ever see your CD recycled. Check the journey of my sweet mother. Gonna buy her 100 bags at Michael. Need a sweet one, bum looks trifle. Think I spy her, she looks delightful. Sometimes she don't text me back. If she loves me not, I'm moving spiteful. Don't talk to me like a psycho. You could've stand up for Dido. Checks on a high road, decks on a rise, so black Corvettes and the skylights nice, bro. Music it free me, speaking so freely. Words and topics come so easy. Lyrics so cheeky, defensively leaky. Megan up fridge on a Wednesday 3G. Don't talk to me like a psycho. You could've stand up for Dido. Checks on a high road, decks on a rise, so black Corvettes and the skylights nice, bro. Music it free me, speaking so freely. Words and topics come so easy. Lyrics so cheeky, defensively leaky. Megan up fridge on a Wednesday 3G.
Despite the strong showing from the Twos, the pivotal moment in the match would centre around their captain. On his return to action, Louis would last just over 5 minutes on the field until he rolled the same ankle that he had just recovered.
Yeah, Southampton Twos at home. First game back from injury. Had a ligament problem, only slight. I missed, unfortunately, the start of the second semester. First game back, same ankle. Different problem though, unfortunately. But this one's fractured. Gutted. Massive that we got the 3 points, obviously. But yeah, it's upset. I mean, the injury itself. Initially, I probably was a bit out of hand. Initially, I thought it was intentional, maybe kick out or trip or something like that. But watching it back, it was completely accidental. I don't even know if there was really any contact. I think I did just genuinely just go over my ankle. And so the Southampton player lesson was really genuine and kind about it anyway. So I probably should have been kind to myself. But I was end up fracturing the ankle. So that's 6 to 8. That's my season done, 6 to 8 weeks. So. Yeah, obviously I made a meal of it when I did go down. I think obviously realistically it did really hurt, but at the same time it was just genuine frustration as well, because obviously you want to be playing and I'm not at the moment, and it's one of those things where myself as I've been working really hard to get fitter and to get there, and when that sort of thing happens, it's just massive kick in the face really. So yeah, a lot of it was also just frustration as well, because I've struggled a lot with injuries anyway, that sort of thing is just really frustrating.
Once the game continued, the Twos were able to secure their 3rd win in 3 as they dismantled the Southampton side in a 10-5 victory. But the main thing on the minds of the team after the game was the extent of Louis' injury.
Yeah, with obviously Saunders' injury during the game, it was very hard to watch. Very hard thing to see, because obviously he's in his 3rd year and his final year, so obviously that meant the rest of his season would obviously be done. And as a player watching, it was hard to watch, obviously with our captain and coming from injury, literally coming back from it. So I don't know how he felt.
Massively, I think it played quite a big role in team morale. It sort of brought us down a little bit, knowing that we'd lost someone who was so influential to us and so close to all of us within the team.
Yeah, I think I didn't see it, but initially didn't see it, but from what it sounded like, it was horrible. Yeah, like a whimper. It was a tough sound, but he was okay after a few minutes. No, actually, I've lied there. Sorry, he wasn't okay. He went to A&E, but I think it was a tough one for the boys. We had a few minutes just to try and calm ourselves down before playing again, but we made sure to win the game before Louis and then saw him after.
Massive to get the 3 points anyway, and for the last 2 games I've got to be the coach on the sideline, unfortunately, which I have been for a lot of this season. So not the way I'd want it to be, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? There's not too much you can do, unfortunately.
The 3 wins on the bounce meant the Twos would sit comfortably at second in the table, and the confidence and belief this gave the squad seemed to be helping them on and off the pitch.
I think it definitely makes you have more of an incentive to do the right thing. So training wise, coming to matches, feeling good for it. I think you have more of a reason to do that, because if you're losing, you don't really feel up for it as much. I think more of a motivation for the team to keep going, especially as we know that it hadn't been done before. Beating the ones hadn't been done, and finishing higher than was mainly our goal. So I think the motivation, that it comes with it.
I just get excited when playing futsal now. It's obviously first year, being fresher, it was a lot harder to get into the squad, and obviously that's rightly so. But it just brings more passion, joy, because all my friends ask me about futsal, so they show I'm passionate about it. And it's just a brilliant thing to be part of, and just a brilliant thing to see. Even if we do lose, if we win, nothing really changes, because obviously we are a family as a team, and that's the one thing you can't take away from the Twos.
Yeah, well, on the pitch, obviously, when you're a good run of form, you have confidence. Things just click easier and click better, and it always ends up nicer. Well, on the pitch, it just makes the whole game easier, everything. You feel more confident with yourself, you feel more confident letting other people possess the ball and use the ball, and your whole teamwork and team morale just increases. Off the pitch, you're just happier in your general life, really. It's a Friday, I've got a game Sunday, Saturday, you can't wait. It just makes life easier, everything. If something happens within your personal life that might affect how you play or get you down, it seems to just bounce off you a little bit easier and a little bit more, and just makes you more excited to play and keep that form going.
However, just before the reading week break, the Twos' winning streak would come to an end, as they lost their rematch against the Winchester first team, meaning to confirm their second place finish in the league, they would need to get at least a point against Bristol away from home, and achieving this would be considered the perfect end to their season.
Yeah, going into the last game of the season against Bristol 2's away, we just need a point to finish second, guaranteed. Obviously going for the 3 points. I mean, there aren't really many draws in futsal anyway, to be honest, but I feel like we've got it. I feel like we can do it. Got a bit of a weaker squad in terms of just numbers, to be honest, but that doesn't really concern me. Like I said, I feel like everyone is more than good enough. I back everyone, so.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we lost the first game, which obviously was a bit upsetting. But besides that, we need to go into our last game against Bristol with our heads high. And it's basically could be the last game some of us play with another. And obviously it's going to be a hard game, because obviously Bristol are a good side. But we need to end the season with a high and show why the Twos are such a good team. And just obviously, like I said again, it's the last time we might play with one another. So might as well end it with a win.
We just got to make sure we get over the line, finish the season on a high. Because I think it has been a really good season, especially if we finish second. For a second team to do that, I think it's brilliant. Finish above our own one side. I think the boys can hold their heads proud of the year that we've had, regardless of whatever the result is on Sunday. But hopefully it's a win and get that second place. It would be massive. So.
With limited vehicles to travel with, the Twos had a smaller squad to try and get this result. Due to the reduced squad and Louis' injury, Lloyd Owen had to step up and take captaincy, a man who has experienced major injury himself.
I tore my right ACL at the end of my first year, just playing Saturday League. Team gave the ball away, turned around, and my thigh bone hit the back of my shin bone, which left a big bruise and a bit of a tear. 18 months I came back. Yeah, end of my first year, I had the surgery Christmas of second year, came back beginning of third year, or about Christmas time third year, so yeah, just over 18 months. I've been on crutches for a few months, wasn't massively fun. Getting up and down stairs, not enjoyable. The main one probably been like, the lack of sport, lack of enjoyment in football, futsal. Only getting in and out of watching Chelsea, and they were useless for those 18 months.
With warm-ups out the way, Louis' side were ready to do whatever it takes to secure that second place finish.
1, 2, 3.
Race!
Come on, boys. Lots of aggression, lads.
Hit! Vinny! Unlucky.
Daniel Sutton.
Sit for him, Lloyd, sit for him. Oh, so good, Mark. Unlucky. Really good, really fucking good, Mark. Brave. No shot.
Despite some early chances for the Twos, Bristol would be the ones to draw first blood. And to make matters worse, a few minutes before half-time, Jack Newman would be sent off for kicking out at a defender, leaving Winch with 3 outfield players for the final moments of the second half. However, some resilient defending and work rate from Butcher, Briggs and Omanua would ensure that they only stayed 1 goal down heading into the break. Despite losing a player for the rest of the game, the Twos kept up their fight, managing to find an equaliser, as well as another goal to put them in front and give them the momentum in this game. Although Bristol managed to grab one back, Louis' side were determined to come away with all 3 points. And luckily, they were able to put themselves ahead once again, as Butcher's shot fell to Billy Granger, who tapped it home late on to give themselves the lead. However, in the last few minutes of the game, Bristol switched up their tactics. For most of the game, they had been using a similar shape to the Twos, but late on, they brought a fly keeper into goal, who would sit high upfield and provide an extra offensive option. This meant the Twos would also have to change shape, switching to a compact 2-2 formation to ensure nothing got past them in the final few minutes. And with a show of even more resilience, as well as a little bit of luck, the Twos managed to hold on for the win, confirming their second place finish in the league. Louis was clearly delighted with the performance, but he was also extremely proud of Lloyd's efforts in what was his last Bucks game.
Yeah, I'm so pleased. It's a great way to end the season. Like you said, yeah, it was so resilient. Having a depleted squad anyway going into it, I knew it'd be a tough one, and then obviously going down to 3 men outfield for the last couple of minutes of the first half and the start of the second half was really difficult. The boys on the pitch just worked their legs off, and I couldn't really ask for much more. I genuinely think it was one of the best performances of the season based on the circumstances, and yeah, couldn't be happier. Oh yeah, no, I love Lloyd anyway. I'm so pleased for him because he's had a lot of issues with injuries and stuff in the past, and he's struggled to get back to it, and it's just it makes me really happy as a captain, and also as a mate to see him play so well. Aside from the goals as well, but just getting stuck in, flying into challenges. You know what I mean? You can see that he really wants it. So yeah, so this is his last league game for us. So he went out on a high. So yeah, really happy for him.
This second place finish would mark the first ever time that the Twos have finished above the Winchester Firsts, and the whole team couldn't be happier with how the season's turned out.
Yeah, no, I'm so happy to be honest. Obviously, last season we had big results, big performances, but our actual league position wasn't what we wanted. This year, obviously, you always wanted to finish first, but I mean, I'll definitely take second. I'd say for the most part, we've won the games that I feel like they'd expect us to win, bar probably the one game last week. I'd say it was probably the only game where I've been massively disappointed in terms of the performance instead of the result. Obviously other than the Southampton games, but yeah, so I think it's been a really, really positive season. Finishing above our own ones team as well was massive. I think I'm pretty sure it's the first time it's been done. So yeah, really, really pleased. Yeah.
For the Twos overall, I'd give it like a 9.6. I think it's been amazing. Obviously we got, I don't want to say bad, we lost a lot to the Southampton ones and wasn't a great start, but we knew obviously it was going to be a tough game. They do fly keeper, which haunts me in my nightmares. But after those two games out the way, yeah, really good season. The boys have been amazing. Like coming to train, the numbers we get at training is amazing compared to other teams. I'm not going to name them, but yeah, we get like 12 people at training and matches. The numbers we get, and everyone wants to play. Everyone wants to be there. Social-wise, at Prees, basically the whole team's at Prees. It's a really good environment. So I think, yeah, Twos-wise, solid 9.6.
Finishing above the ones is always nice. Beating them. Been told it's never been done before, so that's a moment that will be etched in history. I think it's been monumental. We've rewritten the history of the society in multiple occasions. We've beaten the ones, we've finished above them. It's never happened before, and I think as a team we've just proved that we've got the mentality and we've got the talent and we've got the team morale that we could go far and we can do all of this, and it just adds everything to our season.
With this historic season coming to an end, Louis hopes to keep the boys active in the last few months of the academic year to ensure they stay fresh for next season, as well as preparing them for the infamous varsity game.
Have a good day, okay?